atmospheric pressure or some value. When we deal with the value or float type of value or real time value, real type, so we use regression problems there, regression algorithms. When we have to do classification of documents, like whether the document belong to news or sports, education, or any grouping, so there we use a clustering algorithms. And sometimes in business intelligence, in data mining, we need to find the association between the patterns. For example, if someone purchase computer, so he is likely to purchase antiviruses. Or here in the slide you can see someone want to buy bread, likely he will buy butter. So when we have to do infer this kind of association pattern, we use association rule learning. Sometimes we need to create complex output, like from natural language parse trees, image recognition, bounding boxes, we use structured output. Or sometimes we need to give the ranking of the journals or identify the position on a scale or status. There we use ranking. So in data analytics or in data science, we have to deal with such kind of problems. And Python is well versed, inbuilt functions are there to solve all these kind of problems. So now what are the different Python libraries are available? So there are many Python libraries are there. As I mentioned in the beginning, more than 2 lakh libraries are available. So some of the popular libraries are there: scikit-learn, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Dask. So in the coming days, you have the sessions on data manipulation. There you are going to use Pandas, NumPy. Then data visualization, there you will learn about the Matplotlib, Seaborn. When we have data up to 10 GB, 1 to 10 GB, we can use Pandas or NumPy. When we have data up to 100 GB, so we require scalability. So there is a library, Dask library is available. And when we have to process data 1 terabyte or big data analytics, we have different libraries are there. So Python is easy to build using these libraries and packages and as an excellent cross-platform. In addition to these libraries, it has enriched in machine learning related libraries, deep learning, blockchain, data science, computer vision, IoT, NoSQL database, or structured databases or SQL databases, natural language processing, open computer vision. Then you have the export the model or interface the model with the using H5PY. You have the libraries TensorFlow, Keras. Sometimes you need to fetch the live data. So there you can use this beautiful soup. Then related to email, NLTK, statistics, TensorFlow, and many more are there. Now how to install such libraries? So we have simple command. There are 2 repositories are there. One is pypy or pip, and second is a conda. So let's say you want to install NumPy, Pandas, or above mentioned libraries. You can use either pip install NumPy or conda install NumPy. Now where to run this command? You have to run the command in the Python shell, or today we will use Anaconda, or in the browser you can run the simple this command. So this is a Py. Okay, let me show you this pypy.org. Are you able to see my browser?
Yes, sir.
So here I have written here pypy.org. This is a repository. So you have 2 options here. You might be, if you are online, you just run the command like pip install NumPy, SciPy, Dask, pip install Matplotlib or any library. At that time, if your system is connected with the internet, it will go to this repository, fetch the package and install automatically. And if you are offline, then there is another command that also mentioned in the presentation. So now there are so many packages are there. These are the new releases, trending projects, anyone can contribute. So if you click here on the browse projects, you can see the frameworks are available topic wise. Is it fine or shall I zoom the browser?
I think it's visible. If you want, and you can.
So you can monitor the chat. If there is any response, you can convey me, because I am not able to see the chat right now. So there you have these many frameworks are there. Just to show you, here you can see Matplotlib is there, Jupyter Notebook, Idle is there, Flask, web related images versions are available. If some persons are from mechanical background or electrical, robot framework is available, and so many. In addition to the framework, these are the topics are available. Now most of you might have completed your research or might be doing research, or your candidates are doing some research in these upcoming technologies like adaptive technologies, communication, artistic software. Under communication, you have n number of subcategories are available. Then you have databases. Then you have desktop environment, file manager, genome, applications, documentation, board game, fortune, cookies, games, home automation, internet. Then you have multimedia, sound, audio related, office, business, financial, and n number of some people might be working on GIS application. So you can see related to bioinformatics, chemistry, electronic design, automation, human machine interface, hydrology, image recognition, mathematics, security, cryptography. According to your area of interest, you can explore these further. I will show you one or two examples. Then you have the license, programming language support, operating system, etc. Natural language processing. So let's say, just for demonstration purpose, let's say we have clicked on artificial intelligence. So once you click on the artificial intelligence on the right side, you can see these are the packages: non-parametric Bayesian package, a toolkit for reproducible reinforcement learning research. When we talk on machine learning, that is further classified into 5 categories: supervised category, unsupervised, semi-supervised, reinforcement, and active learning. So this is the one part of that reinforcement learning research. Or let me show you one more example. So in this way, you home automation, let's say home automation, you click on that, you can say a Python interface library for a MyRobot. So if you have good knowledge of IoT, using you can make automation of your home, smart cities or buildings. So simple machine learning frameworks are available for these tasks, etc. And for example, or even for education, computer aided instructions, games. So Python libraries are there. Then further in this way you can click and explore. This is a one way. Or now this session is on data science. So most of you might be interested in data science. So simply you can say data science, artificial intelligence, blockchain. So I will show you two things: blockchain and data science. So you click here, you will find, and first it's checking because it was checked. So uncheck this topic. It's select searching inside these, and we have selected one more here, artificial intelligence. So now when you click on the data science, so these are the packages are available, and on the top you can see around multiple options are coming. and dates are coming here according to the date last updated, trending, relevance. Data science package, full data science library is available. Now how to install this? Simple, pip install, or when you click on this it will show you pip install data science. Now next we'll say about the blockchain or IoT. So, and you can say chain affluent wrapper is available. So because of this reason, Python is becoming very popular. There are thousands of developers across the world. IoT, simple, you give the keywords and you can see open source IoT, Python library for IoT, greenhouse services, IoT gateway, and many more are there. So now I will come back to my presentation. So after going this repository, you can see n number of packages are there. So you have to be very focused, and this is the second way. Now if you don't have internet connectivity, you can download with the help of some other person, take that in your pen drive or copy in your machine, then run this command python minus, go to the Python shell and run this command python minus module, and for module pip install module name. So like you want to install that this package data science, so you will say python minus module pip install data science. After installing the this, you need to load the libraries in the Python environment. Like in C programming, we use hash include the package name, or even in Java we do import. So similarly, so here we can say import numpy, as you can give any alias here, shortcut, because using this object or this class we have to use the inbuilt functions of this, or you can import pandas as pddd or whatever the name you can give. But conventionally in books or this thing they show np pd, but you can give any name. Or there are three ways. One way is that you can say import pandas, then you can start using pandas dot something. Second is import pandas as alias, then you can use that alias, or from pandas import required method. Now let me give you some example here. Now find the square root of 81. So how to find the square root of 81? I will see if I success to see the chat box. So on the chat box you can tell me how to find the square root of 81. There are two ways, either to write the code or use the inbuilt function. So there is an inbuilt function sqrt. So here I can see there are around 84 attendees. I'm trying to see the chat box. Okay, I'm more actions. Okay, I'm not unable to see your chat box. Okay, let me give you the answer. There are two ways to find the square root of 81. Write the function, write the logic for continuation, or use the inbuilt function like square root. Now how to use this square root? If I write sqrt number, sir, is it possible to see there yes, no, or some response?
Yeah, in the chat box also they can.
Where? How can I see the chat box?
Sir, it is there where you are. This mouse is. You click on that.
Okay, after clicking.
Click on that and you will see the chat box there.
My mouse is on the chat in channel. Meeting
on that.
Team members.
Team members. Okay. I will. Then they can ask it directly. I understand that. Okay. Here also you are having on the left side. You are having the chat. On the left side.
Okay. Now this is my camera on, this is my mic, this is my sharing, this is my mode.
On the left side, here. On the left side, on the top left corner, where this screen is chat. Yes, there.
Right.
They can write in.
The participant just reply me yes or no. So I want to find the square root of a number. Now to find the square root of a number, I have installed Jupyter Notebook, and I try to maximize it. I think this is visible. If I write square root 81, will it work or not? So on my behalf or on your behalf, on our both behalf, that is between participant and myself, I request as a Dr. Shabir to be a moderator and reply me if, because it is
no replies there. Okay, sir. Okay.
So any participant can reply. Will it work or not? Simply say yes or no. So, sir, anyone is replying?
Yeah.
Yes, it will work.
No, it won't work.
You can write on the chat box, and if all will start speaking, it will be difficult. I request you to unmute and write on the chat box. And
mobile phone, it is not accessible.
Chat has not been enabled. Yes.
It won't work.
Yeah, all the participants, please put your mic on mute. I will request Akib Zahur to reply if somebody is not replying, and see the chat also, because
let me run. Now, if I run the square root 81, it has not understood, because this concept is very, very important. If you understood this concept, you will get the mastery of all the 2 lakh packages. Same procedure, same protocol is applicable for all 2 lakh packages are there. So whatever you are doing research, so just put attention for 5 minutes. Try to understand this, how to use the function like this. So I will share the presentation like this. So I will share the presentation. So shall I proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Now it doesn't work because library, we have not import the library. As I told you in the beginning, after it is installed already, some libraries are there, we need to import. So this is under math library. So this square root is under math library. So I am now trying to import math as M, and you can tell me the answer. Anyone can write on the chat box what will be the answer, then I will try to run on the Jupyter Notebook. What will be the answer of this? Sir, anyone replying?
M.SQRT of 81.
What will be the answer of this?
9.
Write on the chat box.
9.
Okay.
9.
Any answer? Any other answer? Now these
should be 9.
9.0.
Okay. Now this is very, very important, because even after, let's say you have import data science and you are using the data science package, it will not work. Similarly, when I try to run as import math as M square root, it will not work. It will give error. Now see here.
S is capital. It is an error.
Okay. Okay. And even it is a case sensitive. All functions are normally lowercase. That is a good observation. Even if you write lowercase, then again it will create a problem. It will not run. Now let's see. I am doing here import math as M, and I am writing here SQRT 81. So first I am trying in SQRT. Now I am trying to run it. So it has shown SQRT is not defined. as some of the participant has given very nicely, it should be SQRT. Now tell me, will it work now? Now
No,
this
sir.
is very tricky. This is very tricky and very important also. So one of the participant mentioned no.
We have to write m dot square root.
That is the important thing. So as a you have to write m dot square root. M dot square root. And when you press the
Yes,
tab,
yes, sir.
automatically function will come. All these functions will come. Not only this, but all the functions. You can see trigonometry functions are coming. So you need not to remember. Now I will show you data science library after this. And there you need not to worry, need not to remember anything. Just conceptually it should be clear. So you can see all mathematical functions are coming. Trigonometry functions are coming, tau functions, pi function, radians. So here you can see gamma function, and here it is coming square root. So you can either type or you can fetch from here. It's in the alphabet called square root, and then you can write 81. So answer is coming now 90. Understood? Now there are three ways to use the library. So another way is if you don't query is there or something different. Is there any query from any participant? Now my next question is that can I use without using m? Can I use without using m dot or without this?
Yes, sir. We can import square root method.
Yeah. So second is that from math import square root. This is another way. Then we can use directly. So this is another way from math import SQRT. But if now we want to try, let's say 1081. So in this case, it will not identify because we have imported only square root. If we want to import all the functions, we will write replace with the star, and then we can write 10. So is it clear to all of you how to use in three ways? One is that import math. Second is that from math import that function. Second way, third from math import star. Yeah, tell me. Okay, now there could be question why we are using as m. So if we don't use alias, let's say import math. So I have to use math dot sqrt t1 math dot. Every time I need to write this function. Math dot. Every time I need to write this math. 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 This is another way. And in addition to that, we need to write here print. This is another way. And in addition to that, we need to write here print. So these are the three ways. Import math. These are the three ways. I think it's giving some echo. Import math has. I request to kindly mute echo. I request the participant to kindly mute your mic. I request to kindly mute. And if you have any doubt, I will give some time for discussion. Import math as m. This is a one way. This is a second way. Import math. Write this. Or from math import. This is the third way. So same thing is mentioned in the presentation. From math import a square root. This is a way. Or from math import square root. So if you only import one function, you will not be able to see other function like sine, cosine, and other trigonometry functions. So we can use import from math import star and square root. If you require any help regarding any package, you can write help package, directory package, and help. This is very, very important. Now we want to see what are the functions are there. So we can say directory math. So if you run this command, now you can note down this command is very, very important. So when you run the directory, it will tell, like in pandas, numpy, or other scikit-learn, what are the different functions are available. So it's showing using directory command. All these functions are coming. And if you say help, if you require help of any, like say square root, so you can say square root. So how to use this? This is a one way. Second way, you can use a question mark and you can write square root. And you need to give the function. So this is a square root. So you can take help or question mark wherever you have any doubt, and it will tell you it's a built-in function or method. Everything it will tell in this way. So now we understood how to import the package, how to take the help, how to see the subdirectories of that package. Now we'll come to the Python essentials. So first we need to assign some variable, like today I will share you, we have captured one file for our participants, and around more than 1100 participants were there. So now we want to store that file in a variable. So variable name should contain alphanumerical characters, that is in either digits or A2 lowercase or uppercase, and some special characters are allowed. Otherwise, if you apply special characters, so it will give error. And by convention, variable name start with the lowercase, but you can start with uppercase also. This is a convention. And class name start with the capital letter. And if you want to assign any operator, you can use this symbol. And it's a dynamically typed. What do you understand by dynamically typed? Like in C programming, you need to define the data type. Here, automatically, when you write the code at the runtime, it will automatically find whether it's a string value or float value or numerical value. So for example, let me run this ABC. So when you do copy paste from any editor, so sometimes there is a issue with the ASCII code, so you need to type accordingly. So I'm writing on the single line, so we can use. So now we want to see what type of data type is there. So simple, we'll say type A. So it's showing string type. When we say here B, so it will tell us integer. And when we say C, so again it will tell it's like a list. Or directly also you can give the values, like I have given here 88.99. So now this is a kind of float. Directly also you can give. Or you can give type some number. Okay, here I would like to ask you one question. In C programming, most of you might be well versed with the C programming. Let's say I want to add 60,000 plus 60,000. And if I give C is equal to A plus B, and I want to say here print C. In C programming, what will be the output? You can reply either on the chat box Now this is very, very important. In C programming, what will the output? Pardon? How much? Just I have done 60,000. What will the output in C programming?
1,20,000.
60,000, 60,000, 2 times.
Memory will be out.
In C programming, what will be the output?
I think it's out of range of it.
Okay, out
In
of
Python, you will find the answer as is for
No, I
C,
asked
60,000, 2 times.
60,000
Because
plus
it
60. In C programming, what will be the output? I think this is a chat box. You can write on the chat box.
That chat box is not being enabled.
1,20,000.
Okay, 1,20,000.
20,000.
Okay, someone has mentioned 1,20,000. Any other answer?
Negative.
Somebody is saying negative answer. So you can see same question, same input, but different answers are coming. Now we'll see what is the reason.
Due to the size of it, it will generate a negative number.
In C programming, we have 16 bit. So that means 2 to raise power 16. It can hold integer value 65,536. And beyond that, it goes as a garbage or it will take negative value. You can try. If you have C programming, you can try later on. Now here in C, in Python programming,
you will get 2 times.
Yeah. So I got this 1,20,000. Now I am going to multiply. Now when I do multiplication of 60,000 by 60,000, what will be the output? So it will be 36. How much? 8 zeros. Now I am going to write here A is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1, 18 digit. Okay, let's say 27 digit. Let's say 36 digit. Are you able to see?
Yes, yes.
So around 36 digit. So it's in trillions, billion, trillions, several billions, several trillion number. I've copy paste this, and what I am going to do, multiplication. How much time it will take? Or will it give answer, or will it will be out of memory? Tell me.
There will be a
It will generate answer, sir.
It will generate answer. And how much time will it take?
Fraction of a second.
Oh, someone is saying fraction of second.
That's true.
You cannot do. You can see. Even this multiplication you cannot do on your mobile or calculator. Is it?
In Python, there is no limit for numbers.
Yeah. Just let me show the power of Python to everyone. So
No
there
limit
is
for numbers. You can add a number of means there is no range for number.
Okay. So let me run this. Now we got this. So you were right, very right. Within a fraction of a second, we got this number. So see the power of Python. Okay, let me proceed. We have shortage of time. There are many things to show. So Python built-in data types are there. Can anyone tell me what are the different data type, built-in data types?
Yes, as a int, string, bool.
There is a one type.
You can go for collections, data structure like a list, tuple, set.
Okay, that is a second type of collection.
You can go for class.
There are 6 built-in data types. So these are the built-in data types: numerical types, sequences, sets, mapping, Boolean data type, none type. So none means none value is there. Numerical, floating, complex numbers, integer, float. Then you have sequences, you have sets, mapping. Now we'll see quickly one by one, and we'll come to our data science. So none data type is like this. None. Number type are integer, float, complex. Examples are like given on this slide: 6, 45.0, and some complex number. And then sequences, we have 6 type of sequences: string, bytes, byte arrays, list, tuple, and range. Most of you might be aware of the list tuple range. Can anyone can tell me the difference between byte and byte arrays? What is byte and bytes array? What is bytes and what is byte arrays? Okay, let me tell you about this byte and byte arrays. So byte and byte arrays, as the one byte is 8-bit, so it can hold the value maximum 2 to raise power 8, 256 or 255, 0 to 255. So total 256. Here I have written the code to just to save that time, and we'll see the difference between byte and byte arrays. Here bytes can hold the value, maximum value could be from 0, minimum 0 and maximum 255. If you want to store 256, it will give the error, and it cannot even store the negative numbers. So here in this I have given the elements list, and I'm converting this into byte data types. And if I try to make here some negative number, is it visible to all? I am running the code. Is it visible to all? Can you see the code?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, when I'm trying any negative number, it's giving error. So in byte, we cannot store this number. Even if I store trying to store any number other than 255, let's say 256, it will give the error. So this is a bytes, and about byte array is also same. The only difference between bytes and byte array is that bytes is immutable. That means we cannot make any changes. So for example, if I try to convert, I want to change the value. So index start from 0, 1 and 2. From 0 I want to make it to 10. So in bytes it will give the error. So I cannot do that modification. It is immutable. It is immutable. And in byte arrays, I can change. I can change 1 to any value, 1, 1, 1. So now in the list there are values 10, 20, 1, 40 and 255. I want to change the second index value to 111. So when I run this, no, it has to be after this byte array. I want to change here. So you can see the original list was 10, 20, 1, 40, 255. Now it has been changed to 10, 20, 1, 1, 40 and 255. So what we understood from here, the values between 0 to 255, it cannot even hold the negative numbers. And the difference between both, this is immutable and this is mutable byte arrays. Then another data type is sets, where we have set data type and frozen set data type. Similar concept is there, mutable and immutable. Then we have mapping dictionary. We have the concept of key and value pair. We have the boolean either true or false. So we have understood the 6 data types. Now come to the main important aspect. Python library, NumPy, one of the core libraries, and it provides the high performance multi-dimensional array. All elements should be of same size. And typecasting is also possible. And if elements are of different data, it will do the typecasting. Dimensions are called axes, and number of axes is known as the rank of the array. Then we have another library, Panda. So I'm going to show you the demonstration of both. Whenever we have any files from database, Microsoft Excel, or any spreadsheet, we can, using pandas, we can read that file, and we can even analyze the data. Then Matplotlib, we have the session on data visualization. There you will more on the
झालं ना अपडेट हो अपडेट केलं तुमचं
Now the portion is on the demonstration. So I think we have another 20 to 25 minutes. Now I'm going to give you the demonstration on this. So in this demonstration, what we will see essentials of Python, Python data types, how to install and import the libraries, how to see the version of libraries. This is also very important. If you are working with the TensorFlow or some new, the versions is also very important. Then we'll see, as I mentioned, you will see the one file, CSV file, and that CSV file real-time registration of the participants. We want to count the number of participants. We want to display how many are male and how many are female. Are like right now around in this course more than 200 participants are enrolled. So we want to count how many are male and how many are female, and all those this data we can use using Pandas library. These are the few references. So now let me come to the demonstration. And I want to show you this file which I am going to use. I'm going to use one sheet. This is an Excel sheet, so that all of you will get the idea. So this sheet is on my desktop. So I will click on the upload. So this is a CSV file of registered participants. So how to see the columns, how to see the other parameters. This is a large file, so now it is available. You can see the ID, unique ID, the participant name, participant gender, category, qualification, designation, department, institution, and they are from different part of the country, and many more are there. Their date of the course, email, etc. So now we will process this file right now. So you can see in Excel there are around 1134 participants are there. So now let me show you the demonstration. So how to see your Python version? So we import the sys. So this is a package, and then we write print sys.version. When we run this, we will come to know about which Python version we are using. And it is also showing the C compiler, because this Python is written in C programming. All of you can see this code. Shabir sir, this portion is visible.
It's visible.
Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay. Now we want to find the range is also this is an inbuilt function. We want to find numbers. Let's say we want to do multiplication of number 1 to 100. So this range function is also very important. So when we give range, so it will automatically take the number from 0 to 10. But if we want to take the odd number, from 1 to 1000 or 1 to 100. So we can give odd number 1 starting point, and the 2 will be the 1, 3, 5, like that increment. Or also we can give the range from 10 to 20. So now how to use this range? Now we want to display. If we write range 10, 0 to 20, it will show the number from 0 to 10. It will show the number from 0 to. And one very important aspect, that when we write this range, it does not include the last number, it excludes the last number. So there will be 10 digits, 0 to 9. So like similarly from 0 to 20, you can see 0 to 19 are there. Even we want range from -10 to -20. So it will start from -10 and it will go up to -20. That is increment 2. If you give here wrong, it will give the generate the error. And like here, I have given here -10, 20, -2. So it will never reach. -10, -2 will be 12, -12, -14, like that, and it will never reach here. -10, 2. So it will be increment -10 plus 2 will be -8, -6, then -4, -2, 0. It will never reach to -20. So it's showing empty. Sometimes we need to define the range function. And or second way, you want to define range, you can use a for loop. For I in range. Let's say we want to print the table of 9. Like 5 into 1 is equal to 5, 5 into 2. So there we can use this inbuilt function. So here you can see the range starting point is 0, increment of 2 and is 20. So we can run 0 to like in this way. Now we want to print starting point is 0 and the last is -10. So it will go to -1, -2, -3. And it is very helpful in some series, or you want some roll number, some identification. Now here we want to multiply the table of 9. 9 into 1, 9. Let's say we want to multiply up to 20 or 10. So you can define the range here. And for I in range 1 to 20, so it will give a table of 9. So you can see. So just in 2 lines, we are able to see the table. Even we can make it from 1 to 100. So up to 20 we get in this way. So we can do a lot of things in Python. Now we want to find the sum of first 10 numbers. That means 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 10. Now we want to find the sum of first 100 numbers. So simple, we can say sum of first 100 number will be 1 to this. What I have written here, can anyone can tell me what I am going to do now? Sum of first 1 lakh numbers. Is it possible to do? So that means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 up to 1 lakh. Is it possible to run? So you can run even that. Within a fraction of time we got this number. Sum of first 1 lakh numbers. If you try to do with Java or C, C++, you can see compilers will give the error, stack error. But here we can easily find the sum of first 1 lakh number. As an assignment, you can try to do the product of first 1 lakh numbers. Then you can print the sum of first 1 crore numbers. So this is the answer for sum of first 1 crore numbers. Then these are the few functions are there, prime numbers. Then how to get the CPU or GPU, how many cores are there. So when you run this, you can find in my system now number of cores are 4. You can even find the threads. What are the how many number of active threads are there? hardware architecture. What is the operating system? When you run this code, import OS and print OS type. In your case, it will give Windows or NT5 or NT6. But in my case, I'm using a Unix-based Linux, so it's giving my POSIX. And if you want to see the platform, you can write operating system name. This one the operating system type. Now, if you run this operating system type, so it's giving operating system type is Linux. Whenever you are doing any research or some computation, some kind, so or you want to find what type of GPU is available, or if you are using Google Colab, you can find out what type of operating system is there. So you can try to run this. And you want to see the operating system platform, Linux, which kernel I'm using, and whether it's RPM or Debian based. So it's showing the Ubuntu. Execution time. Now in the beginning, I ask you if you want to do multiplication of or addition of large numbers, or how much time it took. So there we can use time library. We can use the start time, and after running this to find the how much time it took, so we can do the time, current time minus start time. So like in MATLAB, some of you might be working on tick and talk is there. Similarly, you can say start time, you can say end time, time minus time, and do the subtraction. So here I'm giving the waiting period of 3 seconds. So now it's waiting for 3 seconds, and total time it took 3 seconds, 3.01. If I change it to 5, it will take that much time, and it will tell the 5.5 seconds. So in this way, you whatever the algorithm you have designed, you can find the time, how much time your CPU is taking for your algorithm. Then after time, these are the, you can even generate using magic symbols. You can generate the files, file symbol, and many more. And using this, you can run the output. So up to here, we understood the basics of this Python. And if you run this here I am putting this into very comment. If you type here type 1, it will tell that what type of data type is there. 2.5 is a float. This is a complex number. This is a string, and this is a true and false is a boolean, and none is a none type. So if you define the custom variable, and if you set type, it will tell it is a type of string. Like here type as, or you can replace, print, all those things. String manipulations you can do. You can find the index, you can do the slicing, and then you can do the list. So in the list you can define, and further you can run. Now come to the main point. After running this dictionary, I will share all this code. All of you try to run, and these are the how to import the library for plotting. You can use. Now you want to plot some data. So what we are doing here, we have import the library matplotlib, and import, just like math, we have import plot as a PLT. If we don't use this, then again we have to write the full line again and again. So just to save our time, so we are writing this as a alias PLT. Then we are defining two variables, x and y, and now it's showing because I have not called this library np numpy, so I need to run this import here. I need to run import numpy as np, and then again I need to run this. And if I want to plot, simple plot, and I can show. When we run, we can see this plot. So you have exclusive session on day after tomorrow on data visualization. There you will learn more on this. So now you want to import the library, import sklearn, and you want to see what are the different functions are available in that. So simple, you say sklearn dot and press the tab. So you have n number of functions are there related to pre-processing, related to machine learning. So okay, right now we are not going into the machine learning. We are going more on the how to access that tabular data using pandas. And later on, if you want to, if you are working on some project or you want to do some practice, you can go to this official website data.gov.in. Lot of data sets are available. Real-time data sets are available related to agriculture, electrical department, and many more. And even through this Anaconda, you can run with multiple Python versions also using these two commands. You can also work with Python 2.7 and Python this. And if you want to see the Python version, as I told you, sys version, you can see this Python version. Now you want to see the different important libraries. What is the version of NumPy, Matplotlib, Pandas, sklearn, Dask, PySpark? So simple, you can run and you can find all these libraries. These are the versions are there. Now here we will concentrate more on how to import the Excel file and do little data exploration. So we are going to now manipulate this file. So if you are doing some real-time project related to IoT or some other disease related, so finally, or some image processing, finally you are getting some these kind of features, and at the end you will get some label. So you need to do predictions, and so using Python easily you can import this. So this is the first step. First you need to import the library, import pandas as PD. Shabir sir. Hello, Dr. Shabir. Hello, participants, are you listening me? Are
Yes,
you?
sir.
Yes, sir. So, because of
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
I'm going
hear
bit
you.
fast. Okay, because of the time constraint, I'm going bit fast. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Now see here.
Yes, sir.
So how to import that file? First we'll run import pandas as PD, just like math as M we did. Now in we want, this is a variable name. Our file, this is a file name, and this is in my current path. Otherwise we have to give C/ or the directory name of this path. You have to take care. Now pandas. Now I will tell you one very beautiful thing here. When we run this pandas, with the pandas is very rich library. Just press the tab key. Are you able to see the functions? You can convert, you can deal with the categorical variables, numerical data frame, data range, and n number of functions are there. Excel file, you can write to the Excel your data, float to index, index size, interval, is null, JSON file, and many more pandas. These are the related functions are there. You can deal with the, now you can what all the files you can read CSV, because my data is in CSV file. So need not to remember this again. Just press a tab, dot and tab. If your data is in Excel file, you can read Excel file. Feather format. So you can see different formats. HDF format, big data for HDF format, read HTML, JSON. Sometimes our data is in the pickle file. Many people who are working with the face recognition or person identification, So what they do, they take the data of a person and put in a pickle file, and that image is in the form of binary. So pickle file, or if you are doing with that big data machine learning or deep learning, you can export your data, export the model in pickle format. Then you can read the SAS file, SQL query, SQL, stata file, table. If you have simple file in Notepad, you can use read table. You have series. So we are going to use some of the functions of this. So you can say simply pandas, or you can use directory command, dir and pd, and further press the help key and you can see all these things. What are the different functions are there? So once you understood 2 or 3 packages, you can do the same way with all other packages. Now I'm going to read this package data. So now my file has been saved in this file. Now I want to see how many columns are there and how many rows are there. So anyone can tell me how many rows and columns are there? How many rows and columns are there?
1135 rows.
And columns?
So better we can see the shapes.
We can't see the last column.
So simply in Python we have the function shape, dot shape.
Yeah.
Dot shape. So here when I run this, it will tell me. So 1135, because that first column was for the my features, we can say, or for the names.
Title
We can say title, or in machine learning we say these are the columns or features or attributes, and these are our tuples, rows. So 1135 minus 1 it will be 1134. So in this is the first step. So you should know what is the shape of your file. How many columns are there? 19. And how many rows are there? 1134. Now we want to print first 5 lines. There is a head and tail functions are there. Just like in Linux, there is a command. Head give the first 10 lines, tail give the last 10 lines. But in Pandas, it gives the first 5 lines. So this is the first, second, third, fourth, and fifth participant. Because this is a long column, so because of that reason, it's doing the repetition. It is under 19 columns were there. So it's showing the email, etc., etc. Now I want to show the first 3 participants. I can specify. Now let's say there are thousands of 1000 plus participants are there. I want to see first 10 or first 3. So in this way we can see. Print the first and last. If you want to see the last, then you will put the tail here. So next we will see about the tail. So we can specify. If we don't specify, it will show the by default 5. So tail for the last 3 records. So 1131, 32, and 33. Then next we'll see about the. Now we want to see the columns. So simple, we'll say data dot columns. And before that, let me show you data dot. What are the things we can see? We can add. We can do add prefix. We can find the alignment, any, append. This is a data frame basically. That Excel file is in this variable data type. Okay, can anyone tell me data is a variable? What type of data type is this? Numerical, categorical, or different? So you can see head, ID, these are the columns name, index, location, all these things are coming. So in Python, you need not to remember anything. You can scroll like this. So now can anyone can tell me what type of data type is this? So just we'll type type.
Categorical.
Okay, one answer is coming categorical. Any other answer? There is a categorical as well as numerical data. So it's a data frame. So you can say pandas core frame data frame. Got it? Now we want to see the columns. So we'll say columns. So it's giving the ID, participant name, gender, category, etc. Data.columns. Now we want to extract the name and emails. So name is here, name and email. So simple, first we'll print the data participant name. So we can say there are two ways. Either we can write data dot column name or we can write in this way. Participant name. And it has to be in the, because it is a string, so it has to be in quotes, single or double. So this is another way. So there are two ways to access any column. So this is a one way, or this is a one way, or data dot column name. Data dot, you press the tab, automatically it will come. So the name was participant name, participant names. So automatically this will come, need not to type, and you can see all participant name has came. So you can see any column. Next we'll see about the participant email, same way. So we can see the email address. Now we want to send them email. Easily we can extract in a variable and using email function, write the content, and automatically using Python, email will go to all these participants. Then you want to see the participant name, but first three participant name. So you can use further head, as I mentioned you earlier. And this is also known as data exploration or data head. So if you have, say, let's say agriculture data and you are working on disease classification, so easily you can find what are the crops are there on, what are the different type of data types are there, what is the statistics of that particular name, and in this way you can further say head and tail. If you want to see the participant name and email, you can see that also, and you can store there. And now when you have to do this, you have to run in the double list. So you can see the participant name and participant email. Now let's say you have the IoT data, you have some from blockchain data, or you are doing on cybercrime. So in cybercrime, you are capturing the packets. So there may be a number of fields in the data set, but you are interested to know from which IP this data has came and that IP belong to which country. So easily you have some fields you can extract in this way. So in this way you can find the participant name and their email. And you want to print the columns. So you can print the column name and you can find the this. Even you can, now some columns are having this name, participant institute place. Now I want to make it to some other name. For example, participant address, party address. So I want to rename it to participant address. So that is also possible. So you can print the data participant name. Now this is also very important. Data.describe. It will give you the important statistical information of the data. It will tell you, because this is not relevant to this, because we have captured here data somewhere in the, okay, let me have this. Let me say data okay, so this is a data. I want to print the data dot shape. So near here we have given the if you see these data, so statistics cannot be applied on categorical or strings. So what this has done, if you have numerical data or using some feature engineering, if you convert this into numerical data, easily you can find the statistics, because for strings it will show you only the non-statistical information, but only there is a one data which is numerical, that is a mobile. So on this mobile it is showing you numerical data. So like count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, percentile and maximum value. This is not applicable for this data, but in real time, when you have the real time data through your sensors, you can find the statistics, all these using simple data dot describe. Then you want to now see participant gender and you want to count. So you have now on that column total we have count 1134 were there, and if you want to print, we can print in this way. This is a column and we can count how many emails are there. We can simple day email dot count how many emails are there. Similar we can do count. Then we can find the gender. Then we can find by count here. Okay, now we'll see how many are male and how many are female, and we can say by group by. Now when we say group by, so we got 525 female members and 609 are male numbers, and in addition to that we got all their data according to this, according to the male and female criteria we have find out. So for example, right now at NIT Kashmir, around 210 participants are there from all over country. We want to categorize into zone wise, how many are from north, how many are from south, how many are from east, and how many are from west. So we will have one field. First we'll take the data and we will group by zone, and then we can count. So we will find from north how many participants are there, south, east and west, and we can get their more information. So because there were two, so naturally it has divided the data into two sets. How many emails of female, how many emails, how many mobile number of email and female, like male and female. So it has categorized into two portions. And here same thing we are doing. Now here two things you can observe here. Same code, but here what we did, reset the index. So it has reset the index as 0 or 1, and here no index was there. Now we want to count in this way. If we did data group by participant and count, and we did the print, so it's printing in this fashion. So this is only from the display point of view. And the group gender, it's printing same thing, but this in the, and now we want to count. So we can count value count. So when we run this count, it will show the all columns data, and when we say value underscore count, it will tell how many are male and how many are female. So similarly here we can write this another way, because we have two ways to access the column. This is our data frame dot column name, or this is another way, and you can see remaining functions are same. So Now we want to normalize. Now here, what do you understand by normalization? We want to normalize in between 0 and 1. So you can see 46% are female and 53% are male. So using normalize. Let's say you are working with some problem and you want to increase the accuracy, so you can normalize there. So again, around 7 techniques are there for pre-processing or normalization. So here, same fashion, you can do normalize. Then again on the participant gender, if you do the description, so now because this gender was male and female, it was categorical or string in nature. So it will not give the description as we have seen on the mobile or numerical value. It will tell you the unique values are there, only 2 up top, male is there and their frequency is 609 and total count is 1134. So this is about the participant description and gender value. Now we want to see the column types here. Data dot columns dot, or we can write here type. So it's showing panda score indexes, base index, and further we can analyze too. Now this is also very important. What are the data types of different columns? So ID is your object, participant name is most, it states as an object, and mobile number was integer number. Other than this, it took everything as a object. And you want to see the more information. So these two things are very important, data types and information. And it will tell you about null and non-null. And these are some resources and references are there. So now further we can do many other things. So any other question, query? Now I stop here. So what we have seen today about the data types, Python, libraries, and one very important, if you are working with this, so just note down pip. Let's say pip install, let's say some package. I'm not going to install, let's say I have given here data science. So if you're running on the browser, it may not work. So you need to give the exclamation sign, because this command you need to run on the your Python prompt. So there you need to give the exclamation sign. This you have to take care. If you are running on the Jupyter Notebook, then put the exclamation sign. And these are the few references. Stats from SciPy, import the statistics, and many more libraries are there. So now we can have some few discussion. So what we did the exploration for data science. There we can see the particular column, you can do the manipulation, you can find the group, and little bit about we have seen about how to use NumPy and pandas. So now house is open for discussion. If anyone has any question, query, we will try to discuss. After that, we'll close the session.
Yeah, any questions from participants?
Sir, people are saying for group by labels are there. What are they?
One by
Which
one.
levels?
People used to say for group by, people are using labels. So what are those labels?
In this code, group by label. Yeah. These are the labels. If you see this file, so I am doing group by here on this Excel file. Are you able to see? So
Yes, sir.
we want to group by. So these are the labels. or
Sir,
here I
not
have given here.
labels. Not labels. Level.
Levels,
L-E-V-E-L.
levels.
Levels.
Yes.
L-E-V-E-L. Level. E-V-E-L. Level.
Okay. So what is the exact question or what is the exact query there?
So people used to say that we should use the labels. What are those labels?
In which can you give in which context?
Sir, जैसे for hierarchy we used to say suppose principal is the at highest level, then HOD is there, then teachers are there. So such labels. People are using such labels in group by and aggregation.
So they might be giving this like data dot because this is the main object. Then this is another level. Okay, let me show you from sklearn. From sklearn, this is the library. I want.
So screen is not visible. Nothing is visible.
Here it is visible.
It's not visible. It is not visible.
Yeah, it's not visible for long. We were able
It
to
is,
just hear you.
it is not. It is not visible to many people. There are so many people.
Yeah, it's not visible, at least from last 20 or 25 minutes.
Yeah, right.
It is not visible.
Here it is visible.
No, it may be because of the slow network. That may be a problem, but still can.
So you could have because I have shown you a lot of code. Anyhow, I will share the code. I will share the code and presentation with the Dr. Shabir, and no one objected or no one and raised the query. As I told you, there is a limitation at my end. I was not able to see the participant or chat box. So now, can you see the screen right now?
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
No, it
Madam,
is not.
No.
Yes.
You try to do. Some participant can give the tips. Like in Google Meet, there are two icons used to be there. One of the presenter and another of the voice. So they need to pin that. But I don't know about Microsoft. This Meet, where is that option? You can explore up and down somewhere. So here you can see from sklearn, you want to import some inbuilt data sets. So you can do clustering, classification, cross-validation, discriminant, dummy, unassemble algorithms, and many more are there. Are you able to see?
No.
Not at
No,
all.
sir, not visible.
Not at all visible.
Okay. Any participant who is able to see, kindly tell me. Any participant who is able to see?
The data.group by that screen we are able to see.
I have written here from sklearn import datasets.
No, that we are not able to see.
Shabir sir, can help them out or?
I will suggest one thing because the time is also less. So on my mail ID, sophishabir2020@gmail.com, you shoot all your queries regarding this, especially this session. So we will try to answer each and every one. I have two people for the lab. One is Akib and another is there also. So we will reply all the queries regarding this, especially today's lecture on the Python, and there are 3 sessions more. And especially on that, you can write a detailed query, we will reply to that, no problem. And if possible, then if I'm not sure about an answer, then I will ask the Amit sir also to answer that, no problem.
But requesting you to switch on this chat option. That will be the much better way we can communicate, sir.
Yeah, actually, I will try to see if there is any problem with the chat. So from tomorrow morning, you won't be find any problem in that chat. No problem.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I will do that.
So kindly share today's material also which you
Yes,
taught so that we can go through it.
I will do that very thing. Yesterday's PPT and today's as well. No problem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question? Any other question? At least I am able to listen you.
Yes, sir is there. You can ask. Voice is clear, so you can ask. Anybody wants? Yes, please. Anybody having any other question who can ask verbally?
Sir, I have a question. You have demonstrated Pandas library and some functions of NumPy also. So I have a question that which are the specific cases when we should use only NumPy library for exporting the files, CSV files into the NumPy or CSV file into the Pandas?
In Python, there is no concept of array manipulation. Array language does not support multi-dimensional array. To solve that, there is a library NumPy. So when you have to do array kind of data, multi-dimensional data, then you should use NumPy. And NumPy also you can do little bit statistics like mean, median, but mode function is not there. And Pandas is the best library to have the data which you can read from like SQL or in the tabular format, or in this is the best library. So what you can do in a variable, you can using Pandas you can import that data, and you can using NumPy you can process that. And that session is saying, I think tomorrow on data manipulation. So
Yes,
there you
yes.
will learn more. So you will learn more on that on NumPy and Pandas. And here in my presentation I given references there, a lot of description and documentation is given there.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question from the participants? Okay then. Thank you, Amit sir, for sparing your time with us and for the
thank you, sir.
Technical things which I won't be able to understand otherwise. So we may be having many queries from the participants. If needed, then I can contact you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
So my is almost exhausted. I will try to send you today evening, or by tomorrow morning I will send you
Tomorrow morning,
the code. And
but,
by
yes,
today I will today or by tomorrow morning I will send you the presentation. I'll email you the presentation also and the code.
So before 10, I have to send a mail because they are going for the next session. Any doubt, this session will affect their next session as well.
And if you
IPY file.
And if you could send it today, we could have referred to it by tomorrow.
We will try late in the evening. You will try for that.
Today we had 3 sessions, so my
sir, I have
internet
suggestions for the today's sessions at evening. The suggestion is before the way you are practicing similar fashions, if participants want to practice for the same code by using the libraries and Pythons, if you don't mind, if you share the earlier code data set to the participants, so that participant will be beneficiable.
I have given there also the lab session is there.
Tomorrow
having 2 or 3 people there, so you will be practicing on your own. So we'll be available for any query online.
Yes, sir, that's fine. But if this code is there, we can practice it. At least we can see that.
Yeah, we'll send.
We need a data set.
Okay.
I will request Amit sir so he can send it today. No
before code, we need data set, sir.
I have one question.
We'll
All the
I understand that, no problem.
Okay. All the participants are comfortable with the Jupyter notebook, because if I said the notebook, or shall I send in HTML format?
No, Jupyter notebook would be fine.
Or
Jupyter notebook will be fine.
Which one?
Jupyter notebook.
Jupyter notebook. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all, sir. Tomorrow morning we'll meet again.
Fine.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, sir.
Have a good day ahead.